I am contemplating.
Oh, get over yourself. It's showtime. What is with you?
Who is the father?
If I remember correctly, it's a little bit of each one of them, isn't it? Because they can't figure out and decide. They need to take a DNA test.
I know, but see, that's kind of part of the fun of Mamma Mia is they just kind of live it.
That's not the fun of it. It's about the singing. It's about the dancing. It's about the ABBA music. It's about going to Greece.
It's about the set, too. The set is for this show is amazing.
Have you ever been to Greece?
I have not.
It's truly, truly, truly spectacular. I want you to know something. The very first show that I ever saw, actually on Broadway, was Mamma Mia.
Okay.
In the Winter Garden, and that was like 2002 or whatever it was. And so I walked out of the theater and I went, is that it? And I was like, what? But then, just a few years later, I actually went to Greece, and now Mamma Mia is like one of my favorite musicals of all time. I mean, I can sing and dance the entire thing. I mean, literally, when it's here this weekend, and there's no... Do you realize what's going on? I just told you, there was like 9,043 seats sold. So I think of individual single seats, there might be, what, 25 left? Maybe 25 left. 25. That does not happen very often for us, and it just feels so good.
Right. You know, the last time it happened was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes, exactly.
And before that, I guess it would have been Beauty and the Beast.
Blue Man Group.
Blue Man Group.
Yes,
Same
yes,
year
yes.
as Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, there you go. Okay.
But Blue Man Group had the pit, though.
Well, more seats in the pit,
Right.
yes.
But yeah, Mamma Mia this weekend.
Yes. What's going on today on the show?
Man, we got Huntsville High School. They're talking about Guys and Dolls. And then we got Lee High School talking about one that screams Will, but I've never seen it, never seen the movie either.
You would totally be the Trunchbull.
I've heard that many times. And we all looked it up the one time.
You're just so curmudgeonly. You can't get away from it. Somebody do a thing and put him in there at the Trunchbull, will ya?
But fortunately, it's playing at a time that I will actually be able to go and see it.
Awesome, wonderful. It is. It's a great fun. I want to know. You know what I want to know? I want to see what they do with the chokey, and if they actually stick them in there and like because it's like the chokey.
The chokey.
The chokey. You do not know about the chokey? Ooh, you guys need to tell.
Sounds like a torture.
Come on and scare him with the chokey, okay? Just really scare him. You know what? Something else I really want to know.
Remember, I do have PTSD. So
We both do.
Hold off on the scares a little bit. That's how people get punched.
Exactly. You know that well.
The chokey sounds like a torture device.
Well, everybody out there knows that is what it is.
So, and I admit, I don't know a lot about Guys and Dolls either.
Okay. Well,
I'm familiar with the title. I just, once again,
one of my favorite things, and I don't know what they say when they get up here, but one of my favorite things is Adelaide's Lament. Is my favorite song in the entire thing.
Well, that
of course,
sounds depressing.
It is not. It's
anytime you use the word lament, it just sounds
It
depressing.
is one of the funniest numbers in the entire show. Of course, all set in the Depression era.
Right.
So I want to know, Huntsville High School, what kind of background research did you do on the Depression era, since you kind of weren't there, How did you learn all about what went on during that era?
Right. So how about instead of taking up any more time with just us, cut to a break and come back and actually have Huntsville High on here to tell us.
I gotta get dressed.
We will see you guys in just a few minutes.
See you in a minute.
Mamma Mia, the original record-breaking Broadway production returns. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the most exhilarating smash hit musical ever. Coming to the Von Braun Center March 28th through 30th. Get tickets at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
Buying or selling your home? Why not trust a legend? Huntsville native Karen Farrell can make the process fun, exciting, and easy. Enjoy the biggest investment of your life. Call a legend, Karen Farrell of Legend Realty, 468-4626, or find her on Facebook.
Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenor. Experience the music of Ireland like never before.
Learn more at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
Welcome back to Show and Tell with VTL. We've gone from just me and Andrew. Now we have Kyle and Sarah, right? So I've got to start with first.
Go ahead.
That is a beautiful sunshine necklace you have on there. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's just what it reminds me of.
Thank you.
And so Guys and Dolls are set in the 20s. Why do y'all shirts have dice on them?
Well, there's a lot of gambling in the show. And actually,
for this specific version, we have it set in the 40s, so it's
Okay. I was wondering what I know, because when it describes it, it talks about the Depression era, so it could be anywhere from 28 through until whenever. So awesome. So then there's going to be swing dancing, isn't there? Is there swing dancing? Please. Yes. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
perhaps we're not done. Blocking. We're not done choreographing.
You'll have to come see the show.
That means by the time we get there will be.
That's right.
Okay. So this is a classic musical theater classic. Tell us about the story of Guys and Dolls.
Well, it's about some guys and dolls that and how their relationships kind of, interplay off of each other. There's a lot of gamblers, most of the guys are, and they oftentimes have a lot of trouble with, there's Adelaide and Nathan's been engaged to her for 14 years, but he's not going to marry her yet because he's too committed to gambling. And there's Sky, and he's a high roller, and he's not going to, settle down for a doll. And then there's all the mission stuff. The mission's like, guys, you got to stop gambling so much. So it's a lot of tension with all the gambling that's happening in the city and like how that affects the relationships with other dolls and stuff.
So earlier in the episode, I was talking about the era. What did you do to sort of learn about what was happening going on in the 1940s?
Well, we've done other shows in the past with 1940s kind of things, and we did a lot of researching with the costumes, and it's kind of set in New York, 1940s, and so we did a lot of research on, the streets and what it was really like then, and gambling being banned. The whole point of the show is this group of guys, they really want to gamble, and so with gambling being banned and like stories like this, people did really want to gamble when they couldn't. And
now this also is during the time of Prohibition, is that correct? Where that wasn't allowed, or is alcohol allowed in this production?
I think at this point it was allowed.
I think it was. We definitely have a few people who take advantage out of it, if so.
So have either one of you actually ever gambled? I guess that'd be a great question. Or do you know how to play?
They came on this show. That's a gamble in itself.
But yeah, really, because I know that they roll dice and all this, that, and the other. I mean, did you have to learn how to play poker or anything like that?
Well, me and my friends used to play poker. I kind of cooked them most of the time. Not to brag, but but we haven't learned the crap games yet. We're talking about maybe doing that in the locker rooms, in the dressing rooms. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Okay, wonderful.
I've never.
Okay.
Although that fits with my character, is Sergeant Sarah Brown does not believe in gambling and does not. What a terrible thing to do with your life.
And Sergeant Sarah Brown, are you a police lady?
I'm part of the mission band.
Okay.
And
Which is?
Yes.
The Salvation Army mission.
Okay.
So I'm Sergeant Sarah Brown, kind of overseeing the mission happening in New York to try to help the sinners of New York.
So when you first meet Sky, and you sort of encounter him, what is your relationship like in the beginning?
Well, at first, he comes into the mission saying that, he needs to be helped. His heart is heavy with sin. And I'm kind of like, really? Really? And I do not want anything to do with him at all when I first meet him.
He's like a smooth talker, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So when is the production? Where's it going to be? Tell us all the great details about the show, how to get tickets and all that great stuff.
You can get tickets online at, you can get them online. And it's at Huntsville High School's theater. The shows are April 4th through the 12th. And there's 8 shows total.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite part about being in this show?
I personally think that my character, Sarah Brown, fits me really well. And it's really fun to kind of just be able to play around with all of this. Being set in the 1940s, it's kind of cartoonish and like you're not a real person, but you're a caricature of a person. And it's really fun to be able to play around with your character in that form.
I might have to adapt that to my everyday life. And yours?
Yeah, it's a really fun show. There's a lot of stuff that I get to do with it. Like, there's just like a lot of musical numbers. There's a lot of times everyone's like, "Oh, did you hear Sky's in town?" And I just get to show up and be like, "Yeah, I'm awesome, guys." And everyone's just like, "Bravo, bravo."
So Sky is kind of a tough guy, isn't he? He's been around the block a few times.
Yeah, and he doesn't like he doesn't show his real emotions most of the time. Normally he's got a facade that goes off most of the time.
So are you a lot like Sky?
I think in certain regards, but not in, I hope, the bad regards.
Oh. At least you don't want people to know that, at least. Yes, exactly.
Until they start shooting craps in the locker room.
Yeah, maybe we'll edit that out.
So,
He's the editor, tell him.
so our stage manager / cat wrangler over there said you had something for him.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do?
I
already said it?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's set in the 1940s.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
That's exactly what. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So
Awesome.
before we go, how, when, and where once again?
It's at Huntsville High School Theater. It's from April 4th through the 12th. There's 8 shows. There's some at 7 p.m., some at 2 p.m., the matinees. You know where the tickets are.
And check out the Huntsville High School website to get your tickets.
Actually, I'm
Exactly.
just going to ask, may I have the website, please?
hhtheater.com.
There you go, hhtheater.com. Get your tickets for Guys and Dolls. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we will see you for your next show, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
will see you guys in just a few minutes.
The Deep Comics and Games has the largest selection of comics, board games, toys, and collectibles in North Alabama. With thousands of comics arriving weekly, choose from the classics by DC and Marvel to the newest generation of heroes. Offering comics in every genre, The Deep has a comic for everyone. Selling your collection, The Deep is always buying and will give you the most cash for your stash. The Deep Comics and Games, 2310 South Memorial Parkway, just south of Office Depot.
The high-flying adventure begins. Join Peter, Wendy, Tiger Lily, and Captain Hook on an adventure to Neverland for the entire family. Think the loveliest thoughts and get ready to take flight. Peter Pan at the Von Braun Center, April 22nd through 27th. On sale at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
Looking for high energy, fast-paced, non-stop fun? Come experience Havoc Hockey live. Get your tickets now at HavocTix.com.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. May 6th through 11th at the Von Braun Center. On sale now at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
Welcome back to Show and Tell with BTL. We've gone from Guys and Dolls at Huntsville High School to Lee High School with Matilda.
One of my favorite shows ever. Yes.
So, I'm going to let you two ladies tell me what Matilda is about.
And after you get done telling him what Matilda's about, describe everything about the Chokey and what he's going to be done to him.
Okay. How about you go first? I'll go second.
Okay. So basically, Matilda is about the little girl, Matilda, and, she gets bullied at home. Very sad. But she gets bullied at home. And she goes to school. It's her first day of school, first day of kindergarten. And then she meets Miss Honey.
Mm-hmm.
And so as she meets Miss Honey, she goes through adventures. She goes to the library every day. She meets Miss Phelps. She tells her stories.
But Miss Phelps is with Huntsville High School.
It is a different Miss Phelps. It's a different Miss Phelps. But yeah, she just goes through this journey, and
Yes, she has magical powers in her
Yes.
eyes that she helps use to defeat the evil Miss Trunchbull. Yeah, it's a big journey. And in terms of the Chokey, actually how we're doing it is we're gonna have lots of different lighting effects and smoke, so it's gonna be kind of this big technical masterpiece that our students are designing. Yeah.
Oh.
Very cool. So the Chokey is basically this small little door, and you open it up, and it's dripping with ooze and water and icky and spikes.
Yeah,
and
lots
just
of
everything. They
spikes.
shove you in there, and you gotta stay there until you're done with your timeout, and you've learned your lesson.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting, yes.
Matilda is an interesting show for sure, but it's very fun.
And it's really one of those that it seems like that's really my speed, and I would have seen it, but I just have not seen it. So I'm very looking forward to coming out and seeing it for the first time.
So playing Miss Honey, did that naturally come to you? I mean, are you motherly and sweet and kind? Is that a lot like who you are in real life?
I think we definitely share a lot of character traits. Something that I've really enjoyed is being able to connect with the younger kids, and like especially me and Zatia, we're great friends. And I love Miss Honey's kindness and her loving nature and the compassion she has. And that's something that I try to keep true to myself in my real life. So I definitely have had some struggles, like finding like the more trauma that she's been through, but in terms of like the nurturing aspect, I find it very enjoyable and not the most difficult to play.
Do you identify a lot, Zatia, with Matilda, as a character, and what do you love most about playing her?
Yes, I think I do. I feel like Matilda she's a very smart little girl, and I love how smart she is and how outgoing she is and how she's very mature. I love how mature she is for her age because, she's only 6 years old.
So this is a very important question for me because I've seen it done both ways. Is Trunchbull played by a man or a woman?
Trunchbull is played by a man. His name is Logan.
Logan Pryor.
He does a very good job.
Is he worth the price of the admission?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I thought so.
Logan, he just tried on his costume in like its full glory yesterday. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, and just the biggest reactions. It's really wonderful to see such a big character come to life. And Logan just loves playing it too.
Awesome.
Okay, so what does the audience expect to see when they come out to watch Matilda?
A 10-foot platform and giant set and crazy lights, big dance numbers. It's a really, really impressive show, and it's all student designed. Our technical theater magnet has done a fabulous job really just making this a unique show.
That's wonderful.
It is
so
wonderful.
Tell us all about when is the show? It's at Lee High School. How do they get tickets? All the good information that everybody wants to know and hear.
Okay, so the show is April 3rd through 5th and also April 10th through 12th. And then we also have school shows that are available to get tickets, and that's April 10th and 11th, and that's at 9 a.m.
And you can get your tickets at leetheater.ludus, and that's LUDUS.com.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, how long have you been acting?
I haven't really, okay. So the first theater show I've done, I was in 4th grade, but I didn't get to do it because it was COVID. So, but other than that, through all my middle school years, I've done shows. And then Matilda is my first big show. This is my first big role ever.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud I got to play this role, and I'm very excited to do it.
Okay. Very cool. How about yourself?
I have been acting since I was in about 4th grade, and I'm a junior now. And actually, funnily enough, I've done Matilda before, and I was Matilda, so it's really a full circle moment to get to be Matilda and then Miss Honey. And my Miss Honey, when I did it the first time, was really special to me, and so I'm trying to keep that relationship in terms of with my Matilda too. But yeah, I've been acting for a while, but this is just super, super exciting and special to me.
What a pitter-patter moment.
It is. There must be something really special that they do with kids in 4th grade, because that's exactly when I stepped on the stage for the first time. Yes, exactly. Actually, I was in Robin Hood. I was one of the merry men, and I was supposed to somersault across the stage, and I actually fell off the stage. So it was a short-lived career that time. Well, awesome.
So,
we're excited for you.
If you've got special magical powers in your eyes, do you have cool glowing contacts or something?
No, sadly, but.
Well, you still got time to get that in there. I'm just saying. You still got...
A lot of good special effects, right?
Be like the X-Men with the laser eyes.
There you go.
Okay, so before we go, what, when, and where?
Well, it's at Lee Theater at the main stage. And Zatia, you want to say the dates one more time?
Oh, the dates are April 3rd through 5th, and then also April 10th through 12th, and then we have 2 p.m. shows and 7 p.m. shows. And then we also have shows on 10th and 11th, and that's 9 a.m. shows.
Awesome.
Okay, and the website one more time.
leetheater.ludus, and that's LUDUS.com.
Thank you, ladies, for being on.
Thank
and we
you.
will see you at the show.
Thank you so much.
Since you have a 9 a.m. show, that's when I'm going to try to make it. And we will see you guys next week.
See you soon.
1, 2, 3.
direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring 5-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
Learn more at BroadwayTheatreLeague.org.
The Deep Comics and Games has the largest selection of comics, board games, and toys in North Alabama. All your favorite games such as Ticket to Ride, Munchkin, and Catan. Trading card games such as Magic, The Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. Miniature games, Warhammer, Star Wars, Flames of War, and all the supplies you need to get them ready for play. Selling your collection, The Deep is always buying and will give you the most cash for your stash. The Deep Comics and Games, 2310 South Memorial Parkway, just south of Office Depot.
Les Miserables, May 6th through 11th at the Von Braun Center. On sale now at BroadwayTheatreLeague.org.
It's amazing. You asked me did I have something to lead in with, and I did.
Okay.
Until the camera turned on, and then I decided to start with a cold opening.
I want a big, huge shout out and a thank you to Huntsville High School and Lee High School theater departments. Can I get a big woo from the back of the room? Woo! Thank you. There we go. Now, you ready for the party to start?
Where did that burst of energy come from?
I'm a Gemini. What more do you expect? There's a flip side to everything. You ready to party, everybody? Here we go. No. I always get in trouble for this. He's like, you're going to have to pay royalties to the show. It's like, I have a contract with the show. It's coming this weekend.
It's not the show. It's YouTube that's the problem.
Okay, well, this is off of my Apple Music, so I paid for it.
I know.
It's my music.
But I have to do extra work to cut it out because YouTube will cut it out.
It didn't even get into the words. You hush. He's a party pooper. Stop.
I may be a party pooper, but I know the legalities. But, so.
I always just ask for, I do what I want, and then I ask for forgiveness later. How about that?
Yeah, YouTube is literally the largest video service on earth.
Not in my house.
They don't care to ask. They just, you can't.
Send me a cease and desist. So, Mamma Mia this weekend. 5 big performances.
Yes, Mamma Mia this weekend.
Like maybe 10, 20 tickets left, period.
I think we decided on 23.
Oh, 23. Okay, there we go. Wow. Well, can't wait to see everybody there. We're going to have an awesome time. I told you at the beginning of this, and you told me at the beginning of this, we should have had a full week of Mamma Mia.
I know. I could have sworn I said that.
Darn that, Auburn. Excuse me, quit taking my dates.
Yes, but it does build demand.
And right after Mamma Mia, the sold-out weekend of Mamma Mia, what do we have next?
The Shamrock Tenors.
There you go. Did you see them?
On the Today Show.
On Today Show.
And I will tell you, they are, when you have smaller shows like this, sometimes you deal pretty much directly with them, and they are just the nicest people.
I will tell you my favorite thing about the Shamrock Tenors, and this is really cool. So most of the guys are from Belfast, okay?
Okay.
And, Ireland for so many, 10 to 20, 30, however many years, has been separated by the North and the South. And one of their key missions that they want to do is bring all the Irish together, North, South, and everything, and just celebrate the love of being Irish. And I think that is just the coolest thing, to want to bring people together despite whatever their differences may be. I love that. That's really cool.
Okay. Have you seen the Jason Momoa commercial where he gets his DNA tested? He runs in the bar and says, I'm Irish. And they say, you're 0.1% Irish. He said, I'm Irish.
Everyone in this world is a little bit Greek and a little bit Irish, no matter what. I know, that's not, do you know how, I learned this recently, and I'm probably going to get this totally wrong, and you're going to have to edit this out. This is terrible. St. Patrick, do you know that St. Patrick
drove the snakes out of Ireland?
Was actually British, but he was enslaved and sent to Ireland and ended up becoming St. Patrick.
Oh.
I did not know that. I was like, ooh, that's a good one.
I have to admit, of the cultures I know little about, Ireland's kind of up there. I don't know a whole lot about them.
Well, and it's funny, other
than after they came to the Americas.
St. Patrick did not drive the snakes out of Ireland. It was about, how do you say this politely? They were trying to get rid of the people they didn't like, basically.
Okay.
That's what it was all about.
Kind of like every culture in the world has done.
I know. So let's stay on the happy things.
I was going to say, we're not getting on that.
No.
We got the Shamrock Tenors, and
Yes.
they're going to be fabulous. You know, and it's fun on social media watching these guys from Ireland just experience the United States because they are doing everything. And I'm sure when they're here, they're going to be at the Space and Orchestra.
Good. And then right after that, what do we have?
Les Miserables.
You forgot Peter Pan.
Oh, I forgot Peter Pan, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
And we literally, Friday night, just had
Peter Pan Night at the
Havoc. Maybe that's
Jinx,
why
you're
I
it.
forgot. But yes, we got Peter Pan.
Yes. And that, you know why that show is so cool? The technology that they have behind that show and the way that Peter flies. I mean, you literally feel like the wind is rushing over your head as you're watching the show.
So they were just talking about Matilda and how grand it is.
Yes.
So every one of you guys from Matilda needs to be in a seat at Peter Pan looking at their technology.
I mean, the set is nothing but big, huge video boards, and it's just, it looks exactly like everybody knows and loves Peter Pan. But when they put in these tech elements and the way you see him fly and the way the sky moves through those videos, I mean, it really feels like it's come to life.
And you know, one cool thing we're doing with Peter Pan that we've never done before since I've been here.
Okay.
We're doing Kids Night on Wednesday night, and we're going to have special price tickets.
Nice.
So families can bring their kids, because there's millions of little kids throughout the world that have never experienced Peter Pan before, and they need to.
That is wonderful. Yeah, because the last time I think Peter Pan was really done was like what, Hook in the 90s or something? You know, Robin Williams and Julia Roberts and Dustin Hoffman and all that, yeah.
I mean, you got your Finding Neverlands and your Peter and Starcatchers, but they're no real version of Peter Pan.
Right, but in mainstream culture, because those are all Broadway things, but I mean, in mainstream culture, Peter Pan really hasn't had a resurgence. I mean, he lives at Disney World or whatever, but he really hasn't come back to the forefront like many other popular Disney characters and musicals have over the years.
So, and then after that, we have Les Mis.
I know Kip is so happy. Look at him. Look at that man's face. He's just like...
You know we're going to have to tie him down in a chair to keep him from jumping up on the stage, right?
Well, and no, he's going to be like, I belong here, I work here, and he's going backstage, and he's going to come prepared, he's going to have his costume under his clothes, and he's going to rip it off, and he's going to run on stage. One day more.
Okay, so let's hope that doesn't happen, but we are really short on time now, so we had to say
bye, see you
bye
later.
everybody.
See you next week.